Not ideal, but certainly easier to teach and learn after a win than it is a loss. You know, I thought we did a lot of good things. Just understanding the flow of the game, time, score. We have to just have that killer instinct when you get up on a team and, you know, at times you feel like they're teetering, just go ahead and put them away. You let a team that obviously they're going to get threes up. You know, that's the one way they can get back into the game. We allowed them to get a little momentum and, you know, make it a little more interesting than we wanted. I don't know for sure, but he was cleared to come back into the game in the fourth. I have no information yet. I think it gave us a little bit of both. Him as a ball mover. He's a guy you don't have to run plays through necessarily, but he'll find his way in second side pick and rolls. He can rebound and push, play make in the open floor. So I think it gives us a little bit more balance, gives us positional size at the three, which I like, as well as the versatility to switch, you know, when necessary. Well, that was the impetus behind it. Is just, you know, getting a little more defense in that starting group. Like I said pregame, you know, I think we've seen him guard marquee matchups and do relatively well. With his size and physicality, I think he's more than capable. So I think it also gives us rather a pretty good balance. You know, with the second group, you know, it allows us to even the pairing a bit. You know, you can play through Will and Rui. 𝗙𝗢𝗓 is a, you know, playmaker in pick and rolls, gaff on the rim. So I think it gives us pretty good balance. I mean, 𝗙𝗢𝗪's a really good player, and I think it's an assumption to say Deni would have, you know, kept him to a certain number. You know, overall, you know, everyone had a hand in it, and he had a terrific game. But you know, you held that team to 40% from the field. They shot the three relatively well, obviously high volume. But I thought we did some good things defensively. For the most part, it was there. There were quite a few possessions. Gaff comes up with a big block, loose ball, gets on the floor. We maintain possession. Those type plays they don't show up necessarily, you know, on the box sheet, but you notice them, and it impacts winning. So just that, you know, 𝗙𝗢𝗓 I thought was great. His, you know, activity, hand activity, deflections, the one-on-one containment, and those 𝗙𝗢𝗪, you think of Heel, they're tough covers. So it's not easy for anybody. Yeah, I think there's a lot of room for improvement, of course, but he gives you a guy who can play downhill, and he's dynamic in the open floor. I think he hasn't yet hit his rhythm, but I've seen him be a better catch and shoot guy, go and catch guy off the bounce. So I think he's a multi-layer scorer. He just, you know, has to continue to find his rhythm. Solid, not great. I thought Kyle was really good overall. We finished +10 on the glass, which has been an issue for us. You know, the transition once again was tenuous at best, and we have to do a better job of taking care of the ball. The turnovers, I think, hurt us at times, but it's a good sign, you know. Having said all that, to be able to come away with a win on the road, you know, you're not going to play perfect. You're going to make some mistakes, but it's certainly easier to learn from them after a win. About who? Oh, I thought he was great. You know, with the ball, you know, as a scorer, as a playmaker. And we've had conversations, and we've seen it quite often last year. But teams are going to heat him up. You know, the gravity that he commands as an offensive weapon, using him as a facilitator, and he's willing to do that. So I thought it was very well balanced. Yeah, a little bit. You know, I think it's tough sometimes to get a rhythm. He had two plays I thought were great. They were aggressive, but one was a charge. One he got free throws. I love to see him continue to play downhill. I think sometimes he's a little indecisive. I'd like to see him just if he's open. It's in the, he catches within rhythm to go ahead and shoot the three. If you don't like it, you can drive it, get off of it, move it. But sometimes he holds it, and I think that just slows him down a bit. Just making those quicker decisions, I think, will be good for him.
First, praise my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I feel good. I'm always going to be hard on myself, be better, limit my turnovers, be better closing out the game. But I felt good. Energy-wise, it was good to just be back on the floor. Didn't really feel like a first game of the year. It just kind of felt like another game, and it's good to be able to get up and down, get off to a good start, and 1-0. So it's a good way to start.
Do you feel like Kuz and KP did what they were supposed to do in terms of taking scoring load off your shoulders, adding a little bit of defense in there?
Yeah, so that's what I said after the game. I think I was talking to Megan about it. It's just being able to look up and see multiple guys in double figures and knowing that I don't have to carry a bunch of that, knowing I can create and give them the ball, let them work, be ready to catch and shoot, get some catch and shoots in my game back again. It was great. It's unbelievable. We're still figuring it out, when we're playing against other teams, but it's good. We love Kuz's aggression. He's constantly getting better and learning. And then KP's he's a unicorn. His size is unmatched. His touch is unmatched, and we're going to need both of them to continue to make those strides, and Rui too. So.
Yeah. What do you think of the balance of the starters that West chose, using Deni in there?
I had no idea who he was starting tonight. I ain't gonna lie to you. You can kind of get a feel in practice, but he mixes up the lineups really good, so you really couldn't really get a gist. But I think it was great. It was a good mix. Deni's a willing defender, big body. Same with Kuz. So it makes it easier to switch at the 3-4 position with those two. And then offensively, he's been working on his catch and shoots. We trust him to play in pick and roll too. So we have multiple guys who can dribble, put the ball on the floor, and gets kind of in a way not step on each other's toes. Like I think West did a good job of just kind of mixing it all together. And we're all unselfish too, so it just makes it that much easier.
With the fourth quarter stuff, it looked to us a little bit like some of the same issues, but you're still here. You got the win, sounding optimistic. What did you see in the fourth?
We got. I don't want to say we got lackadaisical, but yeah, in the way we did. We turned the ball over, not getting back in transition. Our transition defense was horrendous the whole night. That's what kept them in the game. Them getting out fast, pushing the ball, getting those open threes, and transition down the stretch. And we can't have that. We were turning the ball over too, and gave them more threes and more looks at the basket, offensive rebounds. So it's a lot of stuff we can clean up, but it's all controllable things. I think that's what's promising about it. We can control those things, control our efforts getting back, control us all rebounding, securing the ball, and control our turnovers.
But Will said it right. You play silly games, win silly prizes. So right before the game, rolled my ankle again. I was like, okay. But I took some pills real quick and tried to get the ankle warm and keep going. So I was a bit compromised today, yeah. But I'm glad we got the win. Brad and Kuz played great, and everybody else that came in, I think, brought the energy. We had. I would say overall was not a good game for us. We didn't play that good. I feel like we're a much better team than what we showed tonight. But step by step, we got the win. That's most important. And back to the drawing board and get better for next one.
So I don't see any ice, no treatment right there. So
No.
they just said.
No. You see this?
Oh,
Yeah. I'm connected. Yeah,
That's
not
the
good.
same one you
It's the
sprained.
same one. Yes.
No
I
jumping
mean, like
around.
no
You're
more
wheelchair.
silly games for me. Yeah. I'm standing on the side now. Yeah.
You mentioned some of the things you guys didn't do as well. What were those issues that you saw mostly?
I think we just had a bit of mental lapses in some moments, in both ends. Some offensive plays, some defensively, and I think a bit of turnovers. They got the crowd into it a bit. We should have been a bit more consistent. But as I said, it's our first game. It's completely normal, and yeah, I'm glad it was actually, interesting at the end. That's gonna give us, I think, for next game a bit more focus.
How do you feel like the starting five work together?
I think pretty well. I like Deni at 3. He's a big body, he's strong. He can play defense, and of course, Brad and Kuz. and Tay. I think everybody can score in that lineup. Everybody can be dangerous. You can't really sag off anybody, so that eases up the life for Brad. And I think that's the five right now, and the more playing time we'll get together, the better we'll look.
Did you turn your ankle during the introductions? Right after?
The worst possible moment there.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's stupid, but that's what happened. But I'm glad it wasn't bad that I couldn't really go. I mean, I was a bit compromised, but glad I was able to play.
Deni has kind of talked to us, and it's clear he takes the injury stuff really seriously. It's very hard. Have you been able to share anything with him just about like the mentality and staying strong through any of that?
Yeah, no, I think he's fine. Yeah, I think what's important when you're out with an injury is stay connected to the team. Even if it's practice, just be kind of have that energy of the practice, even if you're not practicing. Kind of just being around the team, being around the guys, and yeah, that I think kind of makes you not think about it as much, maybe, or something. But when you're out, and it is what it is. It's part of our job. Sometimes it happens, and for Deni, Deni just has to stay cool, do whatever you can, but don't force it, and work your way back, and he'll be fine. I think he'll be back for next game probably. He's an Iron Man. You got to play 82 like last year.
Are you happy with how you and Brad played off each other?
Yes,
when it
yes. Yeah, I enjoy playing with Brad a lot. He finds his teammates. He's dangerous. That's why he takes a lot of pressure. He draws a lot of attention and takes a lot of pressure away from everybody else. Yeah, looking forward to having more of those two main games between us.
Couldn't really tell, and then I saw the replay. I didn't step on somebody, or it was myself just twisting it. I felt bad in the beginning, but I had a great trainer staff that really did a great job over here, and I was actually ready for the last 2 minutes if they needed me. I was on the court, so it's good to know that it's not something serious.
In a moment like that, how frightening is it?
I think I never sprained the ankle before, so it was more scary than it was hurting, but definitely frightening because I remember my first year how I got injured. It's not something that is fun. It's always a little bit frightening, but feels good to know that it's not something serious, and hopefully I'll be ready to go.
Obviously, you were practicing with the starters with those guys in practice, but when did Wes actually tell you were going to start tonight?
I actually didn't get that. I just understood the hints, and I was like, I just understood it, kind of, and I just rolled with it, to be honest. I didn't expect to be a starter right away, but I'm glad that they trust me and they know my worth, and I'm glad I was there for solid minutes today to see how it is.
What's your role in that with those guys?
I feel like be another ball handler when I need to be, facilitate and create for others when I can, knock down open shots and play my physical and regular defense. So that's about it. Hopefully it'll grow from here, but I'm accepting my role for now.
Do you enjoy the challenge of defending a point guard who is considered a potential future All-Star?
Me and 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗏, we're good friends. We worked out this summer a lot. We were in the gym all the time together in the morning. So it's great to see how he's evolving and how he's becoming better and better every time I see him. So I'm just hoping he'll continue in his way, and hopefully I'll join him in the future.